Hello, welcome to another quick video. Today I'm going to show you how I made this card box. This is this is not my design. I would like to start that right away. This is a box that I saw on YouTube made by a YouTuber that I watch. Her YouTube channel is Poodles Papercraft. She is a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and she is currently making videos with 6x6 pieces of paper, and she made this adorable little box, and it opens like that, and I absolutely adore it. And as soon as I saw it, I thought that would make the most awesome card box, because you could decorate the front of this part and it won't affect anything about it, or you don't have to, and it still is very pretty. You could just put a little something on it. So I decided I wanted to try to turn this into a card box. So I needed to obviously make it much bigger. However, after doing that, I also thought that this would make a lovely way to give a set of gift tags. This would make the perfect little box to give someone some gift tags. But we're going to make this one. If you want to see how to make this one, go to Poodles Papercraft and watch her videos. You will love them. But I'm going to share with you how I made this one, and I would like to preference again by saying that this is not my design. All I did was figure out the measurements to make it this size. So she made the box, and I'm just making it a little bit bigger. But again, I think that it would make a lovely gift tag holder. So to do this, you're going to need 2 pieces of paper. Now, I've done it two ways here. This way, it doesn't fully cover. This top part is not fully covering the front of the box. And it opens like this. There's a big thumb hole here, and then the cards are on the inside. And it's got plenty of room for cards and envelopes. I know you can't see very well in that one. And then I did cover this with a ribbon. I did learn that this is not the best way to do it, because you don't want to be tying and untying the ribbon. And what I intended to do was to slide it up and down, but it takes a little bit of work to maneuver it over the top part, and nobody's going to want to do that once you gift them this. So I'm going to do a new way. I'm going to find another way to close it on my next one. And my next one, I'm going to make the cover the whole size, but I'll tell you the measurements for this size too. Okay? So let's start off. And what we're going to start off with is a piece of paper that is 8 by 11. Okay? So you just have to cut, you take an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and you just have to cut a 1/2 inch off the 8 side. It's pretty simple. Okay, and I'm using pink because I think it will show up nicely. And we're going to put it in our scoreboard, and we're going to score it at 4 3/4, 5 3/4, and 10.5. This is going to give us an inch depth to our box, okay? Then we're going to turn it around and score it at 1, and then we're going to turn it all the way around and score it again at 1. Now the reason that I do that rather than go over to the 7, which would be 1 inch from there, is because a lot of times my trimmer, for some reason, doesn't have the exact same measurements as my scoreboard. And in cutting off the 1/2 inch that I was supposed to cut off, doesn't always make it exactly 8. Like this one, there's probably a 1/16 of an inch over that. And that doesn't bother me, because the measurements for the inside of the box doesn't need to be exact. However, the insides or the sides here, I need them to both be exactly 1 inch. So all I do is make sure that I just score them both at the 1 inch, and then they're going to be the same size. Okay, then I'm going to take my next piece, and now this piece is 5 3/4 by 8. Okay, And this is a pretty simple score. All we're going to do is go around 3 sides and score it at 1/2 inch. Okay, now if you wanted your box to not have the top that goes all the way down, then your piece of paper here is going to be 4.5 by 8, and that gives you this much of a space at the bottom of it. Okay, but for this one I decided I wanted to try to make it the whole size. Alright, and then you can also do some really fun things with these. You could decorative punch this edge here so that when you put it on there it's going to be decorated. But I mean, you could do a lot of things with it. But to start off with, now we're going to put it together, and we need to cut this piece here and this piece off. Okay, so those are going to be the pieces. They measure 1 inch by 1/2 inch. We just don't need those pieces. So we just are going to remove them quickly, like so. Okay. Then I'm going to take my adhesive and I'm going to run it down the length of that 1/2 inch there. And I did make sure that it's fully covered, and that's because this piece is going to be at a crucial fold. This is at the top of the box, so I want to make sure that it's going to stay attached. And then I'm going to stick this piece on. I'm going to stick the 1 inch piece, the 1 inch score, to that 1/2 inch tab. Line up your other score marks and put it on there. Now you don't want to cover the score mark that you already have there, otherwise your fold will not work out as well. Okay, burnish it really well, apply lots of pressure, and then you have, this is what we're starting with then. So essentially we just needed a really long sheet of paper, and I didn't have that, so that's why I had to use 2. Alright, then these 2 squares on both sides, this one and these 2, we're going to cut. We're not going to remove them because we need them, but we're going to cut them up to the score mark, and then we're also going to remove a little bit on it so that it will fold up nicely. Okay, even here we're going to remove a little bit here even though it's already cut, and then we're going to cut this side. You can see this is a really simple box to make, and you can match the box to the cards that you have on the inside, which is what I did with my other one. I had watercolor cards on the inside and they were black cards, so I made the box out of black and I put a little watercolor piece on the front. So that's kind of fun. And it's just a neat way to gifters, or even to package up your cards. If you sell them, you could package them up that way. Okay, so we have that. This is what we're left with now. Okay, that's what you should have so far. Now what we're going to do is crease our folds. Just like that. It's a little bit awkward because it's so long, but we'll get there. Okay. Alright. Alright. Now here's the only part that will change if you did not make your front part long, if you went with this one, then you're going to put this together a little bit differently. But because I made my front part long, I don't have to keep this part visible. I'm going to make this the bottom of my box. But if you make this part shorter, then this has to be the top of your box. But I'm going to go ahead and change it so I don't have to. So what we're going to do is we want to put adhesive on the 2 squares and the middle long piece. And then, let's see. Squares and the middle long piece. Alright, then what we're going to do is take the middle piece and try to do this so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to take this middle piece here and it's going to fold up, and this tab is going to attach. This tab here is just going to stick to that. Okay, and then this, which is our front here, this part here is our front. It's going to attach to that side piece as well, just like that. Okay, I'm going to show you again. So now it's up this way. This here is the back, the piece that we have adhesive on, and we're going to fold it in and attach that tab to that, and then bring this over and line it up. That will give us a nice clean front. And what it also does is hides the tab so that inside you won't have it interfering with your cards or anything like that. And if you find that part of your box is hanging, part of your tab is hanging over the side, just remove a little bit more of it. Sometimes that happens. Okay, I'm just going to lay it down and apply my adhesive. Apply some pressure to the adhesive so that it will stick really well on the inside. Okay, and that's what we have. Now, one thing that I probably should have done before I put this together was to notch out this part, but it's okay. I would do that. You would do that first, okay? And then all you're going to do is take this. This part is going to come around the front. So you want to close up your box just like you normally would. Fold down your top. Here's your tabs here. You're going to fold those down to the side. And then bring your front tabs around to the front of it. Just like so. And there you have it. Then I like to open it up, apply pressure to that, and then it closes nicely like that. And there we have our card box. Now, I think what I'm going to do for this one is I'm going to make it a belly band. I'm going to give it a magnetic belly band. But you could tie it. You could do a lot of things to keep it closed. Ribbon, Tim Holtz belt buckles, and then also you can decorate this front part too. And as you do that, then it will get sturdier. Excuse me. Excuse me. Anyways, you can get really creative when you decorate it. And make sure that you notch this so that when you reach in, when you open it up, you can have a way to reach in and grab your cards. So then we put the cards in there, and then you can see them in there, and the envelopes would be in there. I haven't had a chance to make envelopes for these yet, but I will. And then they just go right in the box and close it up. And then we close it up, and you have a lovely way to gift someone your cards that you handmade. I hope you like this. Oh, I have another example I made here. Here's another one. This one has the lower, doesn't cover the full front either, and it opens like that. You can see inside there too. And this one I didn't notch either. I forgot to notch this one. And you can also see, let's see if you can see it. There, you can see that the 1/2 inch that attaches these is there. What I planned to do, if it bothered me, is I could put a strip of this, the same stuff I use, whatever I use to decorate the front panel, I could just put it in there, and then it won't show when you open it. But for me, it doesn't really bother me that much. I thought it might, but it doesn't. And this one, you can't see it at all because we put it on the bottom. So if you have the longer one, then you can just put it on the bottom. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it inspired you to make some cards, make some card boxes, and I will be back with more stuff. Since I'm really into making cards lately, I'll probably be back with more card stuff. Alrighty then. There we go. Okay, you guys have a great day, and I will see you all again very soon.